Everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Cristin, and I do a lot of lifestyle, mommy vlogger, housewife content over here. In today's video, we're just going to give you guys, I always say we, but I'm the only one filming. I'm going to give you guys an update on what's going on with the house. Are we moving? Did we find something? What's going on? So if you're new here, hi, welcome. Again, a lot of mommy vlogger type content here. If you're into that, hopefully you hit the subscribe button, or at least check out my channel and see if there's anything else you'd like to watch after this video. Make sure we can be internet friends. If you're already one of my internet friends, then from like a month ago, you know that we started looking at houses. We wanted to find something a little bit bigger and in the right school district. So, house number one that we really wanted, and I was telling you guys lots about, was completely gutted on the inside. We found out about a loan that's called, first we got approved for a loan, which I think I already told you guys that, for $200,000. We found a house out in the country that would suit our needs and be perfect, but it was gutted on the inside. We found out that there's a loan available called a 203K loan, which is a remodeling loan. How it was explained to me is a lot of the videos you see on like HGTV of people like, love it or list it. That's the kind of loans these folks are taking out, are remodeling loans. Our original thought process was, maybe we could get this house super cheap, $20,000-$30,000, because it's gutted on the inside, and then we'll take out this 203K loan for like $100,000, $150,000, and then we can just like remodel it, at our leisure, take our time with it. Well, as it would turn out, the 203K loans, you have to use a approved contractor from a list of contractors. My dad is a licensed contractor, so we thought we could just go with him, but it has to be an approved contractor. And though he holds a license, he no longer runs a business, so he would probably not qualify. And then they don't give you the money. You can't work on it at all. It has to go through a contractor. So part of the problem is finding a good contractor who's not going to take your money and run. And then second problem is that it has to be done on a timeline. And I don't really know what the ramifications are if you don't finish it on a timeline, but it sounds like it's, obviously we're not going to get the money, use my dad as our contractor, and then take ourselves 6 months to a year to fix the house, right? They're going to be like, here's your money, choose a contractor from our list of contractors, and you got 8 weeks. It's going to be something like that. And so both my real estate agent and my loan lender guy, I don't really know what you want to call him, they both said these 203K loans are really geared towards people who are investors, which we are not. So both of them both of them told me this. They're like, we don't, and it wasn't together, it was two separate conversations, but they're like, I don't want to discourage you, but we really don't recommend it. And kind of felt like neither one of them really wanted to mess with it. So we kind of came to the conclusion that we just need to let that house go. It's just not going to be right for us. So house number two is a beautiful house that my friend's mom owns, and they have been using it as a storage unit for the past year. It's still full of their stuff. We actually went and took a tour of it last month. This is the end of November. I can't talk. This is currently the end of November 2020, and we went and seen it mid to end of October 2020. My husband and I went and had a walkthrough. It's been, it'd been a couple years since I'd been in the house. The house is pretty much perfect. It sits on 1.6 acres of land. It is a 3-story house with a basement. It has 3 actual bedrooms. The 3rd floor is a finished attic space that could be a 4th bedroom. It's really what I guess you maybe would consider a loft space. I guess it has poor ventilation up there. You could definitely feel heat rises. It's just really warm up there, but it has a window, so we could put in an AC unit to help with that in the summertime. The master bedroom had a walk-in closet, which I've never had one, and I would love to have one. Has a master bathroom, which I would love a master bathroom. And it also has a sitting room in the master bedroom, which I thought would be a perfect home office for me for filming. 2, like I said, 2 other traditional bedrooms, 1 for each of the kids, and then the whole second upstairs kind of had 2 seating areas. It's all open concept up there, but the way the second staircase going up to the attic sits, it kind of gives a little bit of a separation. So it's like you come up your first flight of stairs and you have a sitting room, and then like a little bit of a walk space to like the other staircase, and there's like a little sitting room on the other side of that staircase. So it's all kind of like open concept, but also kind of separated. And then going on downstairs to the main level, it had 2 living rooms, a mud room, which I could turn into a grooming salon, because I am by trade, I am a dog groomer, and I do have a small client base. But the door to the mud room opens into the living room, like one of them. There's 2. It's kind of like right in the middle of the 2 living rooms. So we could turn that into like a Dutch door, so I could see the kids, and then I could actually start taking on more grooming clients. So it'd be a very valuable option there for like having like a larger grooming business. So you have like the back living room, which we plan to use as like a home movie theater if we buy the place. Then you have your traditional first living room, which I think we should use as like a play space for the kids maybe. And then wrapping on around, you have the dining room. And all of this is kind of open concept. It all kind of just flows together. It's kind of hard to explain. If we buy it, I will do a full empty house tour. So it empties into the main dining room, which also empties out into the breakfast nook. The breakfast nook is beautiful. It has like rounded bay windows. It's not really bay windows, but like rounded set of windows. And I thought that would be the perfect place for our dining room table. And then the actual dining room, I thought we could use as like another living room with like our TV and stuff. And then the middle living room, or actual like front living room, we could use for the kids as a play space. And then the back living room we could use as like a home theater with like our projector. We have like a projector and a like projector screen. So that's kind of my thoughts on the place as we look at everything. So off from the middle living room, or the first living room, however you want to say it, there's the downstairs bathroom, which has the laundry. I would prefer to have the laundry upstairs with the bedrooms, but I feel like no house is going to be completely perfect, you know? So that was like one of my issues with it, was that the laundry was in the downstairs bathroom, which is a huge bathroom. And then the kitchen is right off from the dining room. It's a very large kitchen, but it's like a giant rectangle. There's no pantry, but it's got a lot more cabinet space than our current kitchen does. So we may not even need a pantry. It may just have enough cabinet space to store everything. And then off from the kitchen is the basement stairwell. It goes down to the basement. My friend said that she would personally not store anything down there or use it as any kind of livable space, but that basement to me looked dry. I have a basement currently in the house that I live in right now, and I constantly have dehumidifiers running. If it rains, it's like waterfalls pouring down my basement stairs. I'm not kidding. I have to bleach my walls down there a couple times a year. And you can definitely tell in some places where we have like some wood paneling and stuff that like there's like water damage. And you can see like lines and stuff in my basement. Like it's just, you know, it never is more than like an inch or so. It gets all pretty close to the ground, but like definitely a wet basement that we have now. And anything in there has to be stored in plastic containers. The basement in the house we went to look at, they have a sump pump, and there was a little bit of water like on top of the sump pump. I really don't know how to describe it. It was my first time seeing a sump pump, if I'm being honest with you. But the rest of the basement seemed completely dry, and there was no signs of water damage. And they even had wood paneling on the walls, and the steps going into the basement were wood, whereas the ones in my house are cement. And you can see on my house, you can see the water, I don't want to call it damage because it's not really damage, it's all cement, but like you can definitely tell where like water stains, I guess, on the paint. That house looked perfect. Like, I believe her that you probably wouldn't want to put a lot of stuff down there like that could get ruined if it got wet, but I also feel like if you wanted to turn it into like a usable space, you could just do like inside outside furniture, so like stuff that's okay with getting rained on, like patio furniture. And I feel like you could use it as, and I feel like that would just be like for a safety thing, just in case it got water in it, you know. But otherwise I feel like it would be perfectly okay, you know. Like I said, they had wood stairs and wood paneling, and there's no signs of water damage. So in theory, perfect house, right? Beautiful home. The issues I have with it, it's right off a main highway, which we live off a main highway now. There's a different highway, but still. off a main highway, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? You know, like no house is gonna be perfect. And then it has an electric stove instead of gas. I would rather have gas. And there's one other thing I said that I just told you guys about that was kind of like a downer, but it wasn't like a huge deal, you know? Here's the mega issue here. We wanted to spend like $100,000 tops because we want to keep our monthly payments around $500 a month. This house is going to be, they want $140,000 for it, which is still a hell of a deal. I know people out there are like shitting their pants. East Coast, West Coast folks, you're like, do it, buy the house. But my friend's mom said that she would sell it to us. We could go through a lawyer so we could skip going through a realtor. And she said if she had to sell it with a realtor, she'd be asking $150,000. But she said she takes $10,000 off because me and her daughter have been friends since 3rd grade. And we could just, you know, go to a lawyer instead of going through a realtor. So even though it's within our approved price range, it's still $40,000 over what we wanted to spend. And so instead of having like about a $500 a month payment, we're going to be looking closer to $700 a month. It's kind of our estimate. We haven't talked to our lender about it, but that's kind of where we're sitting at. So I don't know what's going to happen. We've pretty much decided if we're going to buy a house, it's going to be that house, but we haven't decided if we're going to buy a house. We're back and forth on just staying where we're at and just kind of like I mean, our house is small, but we don't owe anything on it. So we're kind of back and forth on what we should do, what we want to do. The house we're in now definitely needs some work done to it, but again, we don't owe anything on it. So, but then like we sometimes feel like we're running out of space and the house is really old and it needs a lot of work. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just like in this big giant limbo space. So my friend's mom isn't in any major hurry to sell the house. Like I said, they're kind of using it like a storage unit, and they both work, and they don't want to, like, I don't want to say they don't want to take the time to clear it out and get a storage unit, but like they kind of don't, because they've just been using this house as a storage unit for the past year. So my friend said, like, just kind of don't worry about it, don't say anything to mom about it, and then when you guys are ready, bring it up. So we're hoping that her mom just kind of postpones everything, because she said she was hoping to start trying to sell it by the end of the year. But to my knowledge, like, they haven't really done any more work on cleaning the house out. So we're just kind of waiting until tax time, so we get our tax return check, and then we can add that with the money we have set aside as a down payment to try to bring that monthly payment down a little bit, and then we'll go from there. So kind of what the end of the story is that we found a house we definitely want. It's $40,000 over our budget that we wanted to spend, and we're currently just waiting until tax time to see how it all pans out with refunds. And also, like, after Christmas, we plan to start throwing money at some of our bigger bills to try to get them paid down or paid off quickly. So also, with the pandemic going on and all of that stuff, it's something that we've definitely been considering and worried about. I was furloughed from my job for almost 6 months this year. And we would definitely need me working to be able to make the payments. So it's kind of a worrisome thing of, like, even if, you know, we decided to buy it, like, what are we going to do if I get furloughed? And also currently where we're at right now, we've gotten a lot of our bigger bills paid off, and we have some breathing room where we're like, you want to go shopping? Sure, let's go shopping. Let's spend some money. We can comfortably do that. Whereas if we get this house, I feel like we're going to kind of be going backwards a little bit until we get some things paid off. We've got a $9,000 personal loan and a $14,000 car loan, and combined we're paying about $500 a month for both. So it's kind of like, if we didn't have that, we could more comfortably make the house payment. But if we're paying both, it's kind of like we're going to be back to being strapped for cash. So it's just kind of like a giant sit and wait situation. Like, we're not in any big hurry to do anything right now. We definitely want the house. Don't know if we can afford it. So that's kind of where we're sitting at. So that's like my big house update, is we're sitting and waiting. We're just biding our time, and as soon as we get all of our Christmas shopping done, we're going to start trying to pay some other things off as quickly as possible and make decisions at a later date. So the big update is there's not really any update. There's really nothing going on. That's gonna be it for me. If you're new here, I hope you decide to check out my channel, see if there's anything else you would like to watch, decide if we can be internet friends. If we are already internet friends, I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to connect with you guys down in the comments below, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.